1998. First time after my first few visits in Armenia, I decided to change my vision because I already had this desire to do a winery and vineyard in Chianti, in Tuscany, in Italy. Then I came here, I started to notice that here we had a great potential with the altitudes, with the grape varieties, local grape varieties, and with the soil composition, and I don't get more technical. I say, instead of doing another Chianti in Tuscany, let's do it in Armenia.
Armenia,
That's impressive.
The whole thing you see is a Sunday afternoon fantasy. So I say, yeah, we do it in Armenia.
Wow.
It was very nice, but then we had to work a lot because Armenia, beginning of 2000, the situation was not as it is here today. Even if today we've got so many improvements to do, but just to give you the idea how it was 20 years ago. So I started to look around, and I've been to all the regions in Armenia, grape growing regions, and I stopped here because in my opinion, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, this is the best, the quintessential grape growing region in Armenia. It's not only, and I'm not saying this because I'm Armenian, I always use this as a teasing subject with my colleagues around the world, winemakers. I say I am ignorant, I'm coming from fashion world, I don't know anything about winemaking, but give me another example, a very small area, because Vayot-Zor is the smallest and the less populated region in Armenia. A small region where you don't have the phylloxera, it's a disease anyway, fast. It's here nothing is grafted. So whatever you see here, not only Zorah, all the region, nothing is manipulated. I mean, all the vineyards around the world, 99%, they are all grafted because there was this disease in 1850 that destroyed all in Europe, in wherever you go in the world, they are grafted. Here is one of the few regions, wine growing regions in the world that is not grafted.
Wow.
Everything is no human manipulation. Then you've got grape growing on 1,000, you are now here on 1,400 meters of elevation.
So now we have a question. What do you mean by grafting?
Grafting is
Transplant?
the word, all the word use the part that it goes into the ground. It's American rootstock, and then you graft Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, or whatever you want to graft. You graft on this rootstock.
Like an 8-pound.
Phylloxera was something like a heart attack for the grape. There are insects that they are eating the roots of the vine. Okay, so the only way they come out from this problem was this American rootstock that was resisting this disease. So they say, and all the vineyards all over the world in 1850, 1860 had this disease, and everything was going to the destruction. So the only thing is this American rootstock in the ground, and then you graft if you want Cabernet, if you want Merlot, if you want Chardonnay, if you want whatever you want. So that's human manipulation. Here, that disease never arrived. So even today, whatever you see is natural.
Wow.
And you have, and I tell you more. I don't know if anybody knows that in front of us is Armenian village.
Yes.
And they have found the oldest winery in the world, 6,000 years of history.
Wow, it's that here.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I heard the news, but I didn't know it's
Yeah,
here.
it's right in front. It's I always say in my presentations, my next door neighbor has 6,000 year history.
Wow.
So you got the oldest winery here, but another interesting thing is that they have found pips and stems, and with the analysis brings it to the grape that we are growing in Vayot-Zor, this region today. That means that this grape has been here since ever, without any human manipulation. This story, nobody in the world. I don't want even to
Wow.
compare myself to any other country.
Wow.
We have a treasure that we have to transmit it to the
Wow.
world, and it's not only about
We
this.
are the best in
We've got so many treasures, but our problem is that nobody knows about us. That's
Yes.
the problem.
I think the problem is that we don't know about us. It's not
Exactly, even the Armenians.
Yeah.
So I'm I don't want to make you bored because
You're
my
not.
story goes, I can give a 1 hour master class.
You like talking.
about. Wow.
So that's about the grape. The few points you should know and become proud as an Armenian, that we've got the oldest winery in the world, 6,000 years of history. I don't want to give name of countries to offend anybody, but imagine in your mind the best wines that you go in the best Michelin star restaurants, they don't have the same history. And this is all certified. It's not said by few Armenians that we've got 6,000. This is on the scientific books, certified, and nobody can discuss it.
Wow.
We got altitudes at 1,400 where we are. This region has a grape growing vineyards even on 1,600 meters. In Europe, that's not seen. South of America, a few places they are higher. But in the world, on the world ranking, this is one of the, in Europe for sure, this is the highest elevation. No phylloxera, the history we have. And then few words, then I finish that, then we will have fun. About our Karasses. Karasses belong to Armenia because in the oldest winery I was telling before, in the oldest winery that they have found here in 6,000 year history. And by the way, that's not the only archaeological site in Armenia. We've got, that's even not even our golden age. Our golden age is another site, 3,000 years old, Urartian kings, Armir Blur, near to Yerevan, where they have found 500. Don't look at this. This is 2 meters high. It goes down is 1,000 liters. Each of them, they are around 1,000 liters. So they have found 500 big amphoras in one location. Even that, dating back 3,000 years ago, nobody in the world has this history, but we cannot present it. My discovery is there is no literature for this, no nothing, because it's 20 years I'm working with these vessels. The way that we have it in our in winery here, it's like if you see 1/3 is out, 2/3 is in, and I've done all the experiments totally out. I've done in the past other experiments totally in. You don't see the Garas, is all totally in. And when looking to this 3,000-year-old archaeological site, I noticed that our forefathers, they were keeping 1/3 out, 2/3 in. I said, okay, I tried also in my winery. The pluses, after 20 years, what I've understood, and I'm really surprised that there is no literature behind this and nobody's talking about this. And I keep, if any Armenian hearing here, you should be ambassador going outside and saying,
You're going
this
on
is
YouTube
our-
very soon.
This is unique to Armenia. Nobody else, no any other nation ages the wines inside the amphoras like we do. 2/3 in, 1/3 out, what it gives. When you are totally out, like I've done experiments there, you have don't want to get but it's very easy to understand. The micro-oxygenation, I mean the liquid inside and the oxygen outside, they interact
Oxidizes.
very fast because it's open wide. When you are totally, and the temperature is not stable. Everybody wants the stability of the liquid during the aging.
Yeah.
So when you are out, no matter what you do, is not stable. You will have always the differences. When you are totally in, you have the
Humidity.
slower micro-oxygenation. The contact is slower because it's protected by the soil, is not open to oxygen. You have a temperature control, which is good because you are always under the ground, so the temperature stability is working. you lose inspection because once you put there and
Yeah,
you
you
cover
don't know
it,
what's
you are in
happening.
God's hand. If it goes well, it goes well. If
Wow.
it doesn't go well,
Wow.
it doesn't go well.
Okay.
But the most important thing when you have 1/3 out is that you have in the same vessel temperature stability. You have the micro oxygenation for the 2/3, which is slow. Then in the same vessel, you have one liquid which has two different temperatures. Outside different temperature, inside different temperature. So it starts natural rotation of the liquid. And in the winemaking, that's the most important thing. You don't want a liquid stagnated for 1 year in a place. In the new world, they try to do it. Sorry?
How long each one is that?
1 year.
1 year.
We got another one, 2 years, but 1 year, mainly 1 year. Now it's all empty because next 2 weeks we are starting our
Harvest.
So it's not clean, but it's it's out.
Do you clean it?
Huh?
Do you clean it?
Yeah, somebody goes in and cleans it.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's the important thing, that our forefather got the best of two worlds. They had stability, liquid rotation, inspection, stability of everything. So you got countries that they do totally in, you got countries they do totally out. This is the best of two worlds. And this my message to the next generation who will, I'm telling to my colleagues today, my colleagues in Armenia, and my presentations outside of Armenia, that this is the heritage we have, and I hope our next generation, this is a trademark that we can have. Like, this is what we were 3,000 years ago.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Wow.
sorry guys,
Thank you so
carry on.
much. Thank you. Wow.